It was a lot of stress to be 19 and find out that you just have this baby that has all these complications, and it makes you feel horrible as a parent. Like, I didn't really know how to handle that. It was a lot. 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 And then having to deal with my boyfriend's family because they know now that, you know, my boyfriend isn't the dad, and they're upset with him because he signed the birth certificate and signed the acknowledgement of paternity, which is basically saying he doesn't need a DNA test because he knows the baby is his. And so they're all like, the baby doesn't even look like you. The baby's not yours. Why are you doing this? Da 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 da. You letting her play you. Da 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 da. So it was just like stress over here, stress at home, stress at the hospital. My baby's sick. Like, what a, like, everybody is on me, pulling me. I'm just like, bro, like, what the fuck? I'm just going through it. I'm going through it. So I'm trying my best to be a mother. You know, I'm young. I don't know a lot. My mom kept me sheltered. I don't really know much about my back history. I don't know why my baby came out sick like this. I don't know what I did wrong as a parent to make my baby come out sick like this. Is it because I cheated? Am I being punished for the things that I've done? Like, what is going on? You know, but my boyfriend, he stuck by me. He stuck by me. We had a whole Child Protective Services case because my daughter was sick. And it was just a lot. Like, I didn't have the case because I was neglectful of my child. I had the case because she was sick, period. She was born sick, period. So I think that they just involved Child Protective Services and stuff because of the fact that she was sick. But over time, the case was closed and stuff like that because, you know, what can we do about her being sick? You know, it's not because I'm a bad parent. She's just sick. So once they like felt like that they taught me all of the stuff that I needed to know about having my sick baby and stuff like that, they closed the case. And I just struggled, y'all. Like, I don't know. I struggled. I wasn't doing right. I wasn't making the appointments. She missed important doctor's appointments as far as like her heart and stuff like that. I was just very overwhelmed. I was going through a lot, and I don't know if it was postpartum depression, because I know they say you have that after you have kids and stuff like that, but I felt like it was because it was just so much to deal with by myself, and I just felt like me and my mom didn't have that close bond for her to be a mother and teach me to be a mother. I feel like that she was dreading. I feel like that she was trying all her life to prevent me from being pregnant at a young age so that she wouldn't have to grow up, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I just feel like my mom like horribly messed up with me and my brother, because when I had my daughter, I feel like that maybe she felt guilty in a sense about my daughter being sick because of the fact that her and my dad were cousins, and maybe it skipped a generation and went to my daughter because my daughter has Down syndrome. And I just feel like it's genetics. I feel like it's because they're cousins. I just don't know why, but I do. I feel like it's because they're cousins that I'm sick, and I feel like it's because they're cousins that my daughter has Down syndrome. So when my daughter was born, my mother wasn't very helpful as far as helping me take her to doctor's appointments and stuff like that, giving me rides to the hospital and stuff, even though my mom didn't have a car, she had a boyfriend who had a car that she helped pay for. So you got a car, basically. But I was using medical transportation, which is something that you get through Medicaid, which is free medical services through the state, which my daughter was eligible to receive because of her Down syndrome and her sicknesses and everything. So sometimes I would have to wake up at like 6 in the morning and go to one hospital, which was children's, but see like 5 or 6 different doctors for what my daughter had going on. So imagine her being 6 weeks old, and we have to go to those first little appointments that the newborns have but we're seeing 6 different doctors for all of her conditions. But it's just me by myself at the hospital, and I make it like the appointment be at like 8 in the morning. So if you're taking a Medicaid transportation cab, you gotta be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, getting ready by 6, get in the cab by 6:30, ride an hour out, get to the appointment by 8, stay there all day till about 6 p.m. Wait, you have to wait on the Medicaid cab because he's not only taking you places, he's taking other people places too. So you have to wait on your turn. So when he go drop someone else off, he'll come pick you back up and then take you back home and then go pick them up and then take them home type shit. So you just stuck in the middle just waiting. So you probably get home about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that was your whole day. And you have to get up and do that 2 or 3 times a week to make sure that the baby is okay. And you're doing this by yourself with no help. And then you're still expected to make it to the side appointments like the pediatrician. You still expected to take her to the ophthalmologist. You still expected to, it was just so much stuff. It was so much, and I was so overwhelmed. And me and my mom were constantly into it. And so I remember December, it's like my daughter's first birthday. My mom ended up putting me out. And so when she put me out, it was like cold as fuck. And my daughter was sick. And where am I? I'm supposed to take her with me? I left her there. And my mama really wanted me out that bad, dragging me out the house and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to leave. I'll leave my baby here since it's cold outside. I don't want to be a fucked up parent. Take her out. She already sick. She going to get sicker. And then I'm going to be like, it's going to look neglectful on my part. So when I left, of course, by this time I'm homeless because, like I said, we're from Sherman, Texas. So I don't have any family down here. It's just me and my mom. So when she put me out, I had nowhere to go. Don't know where to go. Don't know what to do. Don't got no money. Don't know how to get no money. Don't know where I'm going to sleep. Don't know where I'm finna put this bag of clothes. Don't know nothing. Just lost. This is so hard for me, y'all. Just work with me. I'm trying to make these clips short. So, down here in Texas, it's like people can't take your children to the doctor without your consent. So when the appointments was coming for my daughter to go to the doctor, my mom was not taking her. And since she put me out, I wasn't taking her because I'm homeless and I can't even take care of myself right now. So how am I supposed to take care of a baby with 6 conditions and illnesses? And so when I started missing the appointments, I was missing the important appointments like the cardiology appointments for her heart and, her heart murmurs and stuff like that. And I didn't know that she was really sick. And so when it all boiled down and the hospital ended up calling CPS on me because I was missing the appointments because my mom had put me out because I was homeless and because she wasn't taking my daughter to the doctor because I didn't give her parental consent because she had put me out and because I didn't know what I was doing because I was homeless and I was 19 and I was going through so much fucking shit. I just didn't fucking know. So they ended up calling CPS on me or whatever. So the CPS got involved. And so they were just like, what's wrong? So I was trying to tell them and stuff like that. So basically they removed my daughter from me for like 90 days and gave her to my godmother. And basically was like, go out there, get a job, secure an apartment, secure furniture, house your apartment. You can't be with your mom. Move. So with me and Paris, we moved. That was my boyfriend, so we moved or whatever. And got our own apartment, furnished it, got money, So then they gave Emery back. That's my daughter. So they gave her back, and me and Paris moved on about our life. So when we got the apartment initially, like the people told us to do, we didn't secure a year lease. We got like a 6-month lease. So when they closed the case down and our 6-month lease was over, we didn't have an immediate plan to move into a new place. We kind of was like stuck in limbo. So he had to end up going back to his mom's house, and I had to end up going back to my mom's house because, like I said, she's the only family I have down here. And when I had a baby, where else am I supposed to go? So I went back to my mom's house, and so when I went back, the same problem started happening over again. Me and her getting into it. She put me out. I don't have nowhere to go, so where am I supposed to take my baby type thing. So by this time, my daughter's having open heart surgery. She's like 1.5. No, not 1.5. She's like maybe 2.5, almost 3, and she's having open heart surgery or whatever, because she's to the point now where the appointments were missed, the medications were missed, she wasn't taking what she was supposed to be taking, and so now it's like life or death. We need to do this heart surgery, try to save her life, and there's a 50-50 chance that she'll make it or not make it, you know, but we got to do the surgery. So the surgery went well. It went well. Since I'm telling my story, I have to be honest in all aspects, because I don't want anyone to ever be able to come back and try to counter react to my video like, you're lying, this is what happened, you know. So I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. So when my daughter had her open heart surgery, I wasn't there. I wasn't there because I didn't know how to handle it. I was going through so much other stuff. I didn't know if I was going or coming. And it wasn't even the fact that I wasn't even like doing drugs or nothing like that. It was just I was mentally fucked up. I just didn't know. So I was chasing him behind. By this time, I'm not even with my boyfriend anymore. I'm with the guy that I got pregnant by, which is my baby's dad, like the biological dad. So I'm chasing him behind him, trying to get him to be a family man, trying to get him to want to be with me, trying to get him to understand I love him, trying to get him, you know, So, baby has, fast forward, the baby has the heart surgery, my baby has her heart surgery, and, he drives me to the hospital after she has her heart surgery. And she's all tied up to all these tubes and got stuff all down her throat and wires and machines. Just, it was a lot. And we sat in there and I just felt so horrible because I hadn't been around, but it's like it's not like I wasn't around by choice. I was not around by force because my mom put me out. But I'm not gonna come to the hospital, you know, my baby's sick or whatever like that. So, the biological dad at the time, he was ready to go. He didn't want to be there. He didn't like hospital settings, stuff like that. And, you know, he wasn't close with the baby at all because when she was born, he automatically, like, denied her because he felt like his family couldn't produce Down syndrome children. And his family feels some type of way about having a sick grandchild. So they want a DNA test because they don't believe that the baby is his. But I'm not paying for no DNA test because I know who I was having sex with and I know who her daddy is and he know who his child is. And if he wants to keep just being naive and irresponsible and don't want to get the test, then it is what it is. I'm not going to force nobody to be in my child's life. So, but, you know, this is future. But we're talking about at the time at the hospital, he's saying he didn't want to be there because he didn't like hospital settings and stuff like that. And so he was like, basically he was finna go, and if I wanted to ride home, I was going to get in the car. So I got in the car, and I left. And I guess that's basically what showed my mom that I didn't give a fuck or something like that. So, she basically, in the midst of getting care after her open heart surgery, they needed for me to give my mom parental consent to start taking my daughter to and from the doctors or whatever like that. So I basically, this is when I signed over a temporary guardianship paper to my mom, not giving her custody of my child, not giving up my rights, but basically giving her permission to take my daughter to and from the doctor's appointments without me being present. So that turned into, by this time I'm still homeless. By the time my daughter has open heart surgery and stuff, I'm homeless. By the time I do the temporary guardianship thing, I'm homeless or whatever like that. And my daughter is with my mom because I'm homeless. Because my mom put me out, you know. Okay. So now we got that out the way. So in the midst of all of that, y'all, I end up getting pregnant again. And this time it's with my second daughter, Trinity, and it's by the same guy that I got pregnant by the first time. Call me stupid. I'm stupid. I know I am. Look, this is my life, and I've lived with it, dealt with it, and came to terms with my stupidity.
Thank you for tuning in with us. Please like the video. Don't forget to comment down below and also subscribe for more videos of us.